In today's video, I will be going to a couple of beloved restaurants on the island of Oahu that have stood the test of time. These restaurants have been here on the island for decades and are still going strong, pumping out the same tasty local comfort food for years and preserving local nostalgia. These restaurants are stark reminders of the good old days on Oahu. Zippy's is a casual fast food chain that started on Oahu in 1966 by the Higa brothers. From one humble restaurant, it has now expanded to many locations on Oahu and locations on some outer islands and most recently in Las Vegas. It is popular with local families and also by young folks who wanted something to eat late at night due to them being open 24 hours a day. Recently, most Zippy's locations now close at around midnight. They are famous for their breakfasts, plate lunches, fried chicken, and chili. Okay, we're here at Zippy's. We're dining in. Usually we don't dine in, but just to show you, there's an option to dine in, or you can sit inside the takeout area. You can also sit there and eat. It's probably much cheaper. You don't have to tip anyone. And you can do just takeout and take it home. They do also have a Napoleon's Bakery in every Zippy's, doing local favorite pastries such as Naples. And we ordered some chili and chicken. They're famous for their chili if you don't know and you're not local. Very different type of chili from Texas or the Southwest, but in Hawaii we love the chili here at Zippy's. And we also got, today is Kids Eat Free, Monday and Wednesdays all the way to, I believe, May 26th. If you buy an entree as an adult. So Aiden got a Saimin, and we both got orange bangs. That's very nostalgic. And a side of fries. Gotta get a side of fries for sure. Okay, we are starting off with some orange bang. If you don't know what it is, it tastes like creamsicle. And it comes out of that fountain, just like Green River. It's an old school drink, and I like creamsicle taste. It's one of the only places I know that you can get an orange bang nowadays. Then I got my chili and chicken plate. She only gave one fork. So Aiden doesn't know how to use chopsticks yet. So I'm gonna have to use chopsticks. I don't wanna ask her for a fork because she's super busy, but we'll taste this chili with rice. Always a super good combination to have chili with rice. And the chili is unexplainable. It's just creamy, meaty, and just really good and comforting. Zippy's is also famous for their fried chicken. It's not a heavy batter, it's just dredged in flour rather than a wet batter, so it's super crispy. But hopefully you heard that crunch. It's just a super thin layer of crisp flour, so the batter is not too heavy. I don't like mac salad much, so that's probably blasphemous, but I got myself some tossed salad. You can also get corn, so there are options. And then there's just something about the fries here. They're thin shoestring fries, but they're really good. Aiden got the keiki menu Saimin, and it's got lots of things, nice noodles, always nice and firm. Got some fish cakes, an egg, some mustard greens, looks like, and some chop suey. Really simple comfort food. People complain that Zippy's has become very expensive, but I guarantee you, they say they'll never go there again, but if it ever went out of business, I think majority of Oahu would really, really miss the restaurant and their food. Hannara's is an old-school restaurant located in an unassuming Waianae strip mall. They've been around for over 30 years and serve up breakfast, local dishes, as well as Hawaiian and Korean food. They're famous for their hamburger steak, pork chops with onions and gravy, and their Saimin. I went all out and got the Hawaiian plate. It comes with kalua pig, a laulau lomi salmon, some haupia, beef stew, poi, and pipi kaula. I don't know if I can finish this all, but it looks awesome. It's a little bit less in price if you get the rice instead of the poi. Let's taste the beef stew. I don't know if I can do this too long because there's a lot of music here, because there's copyright. But let's take a taste of this stew. Classic Hawaiian beef stew. Tomatoey, not sour, very balanced with the savoriness. Potatoes, carrots, and fall apart stew meat. Wow, that's one of the best beef stews I've tasted in a while. I miss Meg's. I really love Meg's beef stew, and this is frickin' winners. It comes very close. All right, let's take a taste of the poi. It's a little bit watery. Pretty much your standard poi. It's not sour. It's pretty fresh. It's just a little watery, but it still tastes, oh no, this is the pipi kaula. I didn't know it came with that, but let's dip it in the poi. Pretty good, not salty. Like some of them I've had is super salty, but too much soy sauce. Again, a balanced pipi kaula. Good taste, good flavor, not too sweet either, but too much sugar. You also get some onion, and you can dip it in the Hawaiian salt. And that's super classic. All right, let's try the kalua pig. Smoky, juicy, just perfect. So lomi salmon, very good. Some laulau, dip it in the poi. And that one I got a really nice piece of butterfish, super yummy. A pretty meaty, flavorful laulau, and it has butterfish, so can't complain. Everything on this plate is super good. There's so many choices of different Hawaiian food. Usually you only get one, or just kalua pig and laulau. You don't get the stew and the pipi kaula, so very delicious. And then Aiden got the keiki menu. He got a cheeseburger with fries, and I tried a fry, and they're super piping hot. They come out hot, nice and crinkly. And that's Hannara's. Super winners, very old school, good comfort food, awesome Hawaiian food, and local dishes. Come get you some when you're on the side of the west side in Waianae.
Rocky's Coffee Shop is located near the old Arakawa store in Waipahu. It has been open since 1960, and the old booth and diner-style countertop seating takes you back to that era. They're famous for their breakfasts such as banana pancakes, fried rice omelets, Saimin, and local lunch options. Be sure to go there early as they close after lunch.
Okay, I got my breakfast. It's fried rice with over easy eggs and bacon, crispy. They ask you how you want your bacon cooked, and I added fried rice for extra price. Soak up all that egg yolk in my fried rice, and I put some Tabasco on there. Plenty Portuguese sausage inside, bacon, looks like some ham in the fried rice, super flavorful, especially with the green onion. Wow, Rocky's has some good fried rice for sure. I always used to come here when I dropped off my car at Toyota, Waipahu, just across the street. And you can come here, have breakfast, and wait for your car to be done. But I no longer go there. I only went there when it was under warranty. But I'd always come here when I get an oil change. And it's super ono breakfast, family style ohana service. The aunties are super nice. And you can either sit at the countertop and watch the cook your food, or sit in one of these nice booths. Super crispy bacon. This is seriously the breakfast of champs. Don't forget their banana pancakes too. Those are winners. That was winners, all gone.
Shiro Saimin Haven is an old-school spot located in the Waimalu shopping center in Aiea. Founded by Franz Shiro Matsuo, they have been serving up Saimin since 1969. Mr. Matsuo was one of the first to introduce delicious toppings such as vegetables, fish cake, and roast pork to garnish Saimin, which prior to his concoctions were viewed as a poor man's snack. If you take a look at the huge menu, you can find all kinds of Saimin with numerous choices for toppings, plate lunches, Hawaiian food, and more.
Okay, we're at Shiro's today, and we're having Saimin. Shiro's is an institution on Oahu, and they have tons of different Saimins you can choose from. So I got the Chinese roast pork one with a terry stick. You gotta always have terry stick with your Saimin. This Chinese roast pork also has char siu, some luncheon meat, and one bok with some wonton. And you gotta always have your Chinese mustard and shoyu for your Saimin. Alright, so you can ask for your noodles to be well done, medium, or rare. I got them just medium. Oh, the broth over here is always super good. So this is the wonton. I'm gonna dip it in my mustard. It's got pork filling in the middle. The broth here is just classic Saimin. If you're looking for palace Saimin, I did it in another video. Put the link above. But I think, you know, palace Saimin's pretty old school, but this one just has a good texture, and the broth is just really ono. It just takes you back to childhood. And that's why Shiro's has been here forever. And the toppings are endless, and you can be so creative with them. Here's some of the roast pork. Where else can you get roast pork with your Saimin? So creative and so ingenious, but tasty. My size is the regular size. So it's a pretty big size. I don't even know what large looks like. And then Aiden got a small, which is pretty huge still, but I think she got the wrong one. He wanted a Japanese one, which had nori and egg, and that does not look like it. This one looks like it has spam, wonton, and char siu. Alright, this is the terry stick. Always goes well with Saimin. The one over here, to me, is much more tender, and the sauce is really good. Not too sweet. It's sweet, but not sickeningly sweet, and still got the char marks in the back. So good. And to wash it all down, I have a Green River. Cannot get old school like that. And it's really hard to find Green Rivers nowadays in most shops, so when it's available, go get you some. If you've never had it before, it tastes kind of like the syrup in shave ice when you get the green lime. That's what it tastes like to me. Alright, super winners food, all pao. I'm done and stuffed. Off to the next place. And lastly, Jane's Fountain, located in Liliha, is a hole in the wall that has been around since the 1940s. It still has the old jukebox and other memorabilia that makes it seem like you've time warped back into that era. I've done a video on Jane's in the past, but who can resist one of the only places that still sells root beer and Coke floats, and old school Hawaii comfort food like pig's feet soup, sari sari, and stir-fried pork with bitter melon. The new owner was an original employee and took over after the original owners retired. Okay, I'm here at our last stop. It's Jane's Fountain. I already did a video on them on my Grandma Eats video, which I'll put above. And I'll also make a playlist of just nostalgic places that I can't include in this video just because it would be way too long, but I've been to a bunch in case you're wondering why I didn't add it. I heard a story here saying that the lady that greets you, that you always see here nowadays, bought the place out from the original owner. She used to be a waitress here or something. I don't know how true that is, but I do know when I used to come here in the early 2000s, which feels not that long ago, but it was, I think it was a bunch of Japanese sisters or Asian sisters that ran it, and the lady was actually not so happy, and she was kind of grumpy, but people were used to that, and they were the original owners. All the original stuff's here, the old jukebox, that gives it the charm, the old cash register that's from like the 40s or the 30s, it's super old, and the old Coke machine. I don't think it functions, but it has that nostalgia to it. Also, the original menus hanging up there, and she replaced some of the original menus that used to hang, which were like pieces of slat wood. That has been replaced with a whiteboard. If you're wondering, this place doesn't serve some things such as chicken katsu and all that. This
place serves mostly what people would call plantation style food, and that goes all the way back. So they serve everything from pig's feet soup, that's a very popular thing, probably a more affordable version of oxtail soup. They have some corned beef hash, all the breakfast items with Portuguese sausage. They have cheeseburger deluxe and Saimin and terry sticks. That's very popular here. It's just the old style comfort food from Hawaii. I think, chicken katsu and all that came a little bit later in plate lunch, but she does offer chicken cutlet and hamburger steak. All right, some of our food came out. Got the cheeseburger deluxe. Sorry, there's a fly. This is a homemade patty. We did have the cheeseburger at Hannara, but this is what they're famous for. They're also famous, like I said, for their Saimin, but we had a bit too much Saimin, so we're trying to do different stuff. Crisp edges, the onion, and juicy tomato inside. A little bit of mayonnaise. There's cheese. You can get hamburger if you don't like cheese. You can add your own ketchup inside. Crunchy lettuce. Really ono. And then we got the fried noodles. I showed that last time. It's got luncheon meat, spam, chasu, some onion in there, green onion, and did I say spam? But I like their fried noodles. It's super winners. It has a good char to it. I wouldn't say it's a wok, but I don't know, it's like a griddle flat top type of taste when they fry it together. So it's super good, and you can put a little bit of shoyu on there, just like Mama Pua Man days. And then when you order every main, you get a side of mac salad and some pickled cabbage. Very good mac salad. And I think the cabbage is just like salted cabbage. Yeah, a little bit of vinegar. This is really good actually. Super refreshing. Okay, next up is the sari-sari. I got this because I love sari-sari. It's kind of like a plantation thing that the Filipinos brought and kind of sort of invented here. I don't think I read, I might be wrong, but I read, it means mix, which means just mix everything in one pot because plantation workers were poor and they made do with what they had. So it's not really a thing you'd find in the Philippines. It's more like a Hawaii Filipino thing. And it's just like a soup, and it's good with rice. It comes with long beans, shrimp, some eggplant, some kabocha pumpkin. This one looks super winners and it's freaking huge. I mean, look at that. Smells delicious. The broth is so flavorful. You can taste that ginger, savory saltiness, and fish sauce. That's the best part. Soaks them up with some rice. Comes with 3 pieces of shrimp, some thinly sliced pork, here's the kabocha, which is the pumpkin. And then there's eggplant. I guess I like it because I really like pinakbet. The only thing I think in here that's missing would be probably bitter melon from the pinakbet, but same sort of ingredients. Speaking of bitter melon, if you like bitter melon, they have stir-fried pork and bitter melon here, which is another old school Okinawan type of dish that they brought to the plantations. Here's some okra. Really like it. Some people don't like it, but I like it. Everything here is so good. So if you ever come to James, definitely check it out. Parking is very difficult. We're lucky. There were 2 spots open when I came. After that, sitting here, there's no parking at all. So it's all street parking on Liliha Street. So that's the only junk part. But if you really want to try it, I would suggest coming probably early in the morning or on an off hour, like maybe 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. And there's usually parking here. Another thing I like is this place has a lot of nostalgia, just some quirks about it, like the windows and how it's old. The old, it used to look like a ceiling fan or something hanging there. It's all just original stuff, so it just has its own charm to it. So if you're into nostalgia, nostalgic Hawaii food, and just a mom and pop place to eat that has been here forever, definitely come down to James. Another thing that made me come back that makes this place unique, and I know, I think there's another place that sells these. I think it was Rocky's. I might be wrong. But they have ice cream soda floats, and where can you get that these days? This is a Coke float. I am more partial to Coke. You can get root beer floats, like A&W root beer floats that you're supposed to, you know, get floats as, but I'm odd and I like a Coke float instead. These are so good. Yummy. So I hope you like this little episode of a compilation of some Hawaii eats. Of course, this doesn't cover everybody. I did go to some, so I'll put it in a playlist and link it at the end. So you can check out some other places if you're interested in nostalgic mom and pop restaurants on the island of Oahu. And I hope you join us next time. So press the like button if you like this, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again next week. Take care, peace out.